today is my first ever video. This is going to be somewhat of an aquarium tour, as well as an update on stuff that are going on in the fish room. I'm currently switching over to more long form videos. I've been posting on my Instagram for just a little bit of time, but now I've gotten to the point where there's quite a lot of new stuff happening in the fish room that I want to do updates on, and Instagram won't cut it anymore. So this is my first ever YouTube video, or aquarium related YouTube video. Me and my brothers do make some videos every now and then. But today in this video, we're going to be going into the new breeding projects as well as future projects, some of my newest perches and latest additions. But without further ado, let's get right into the tour. The first one we're starting with is this rack. It is 7 20-gallon tanks, 20-gallon highs, all connected by a 30-gallon sump using your classic overflow with water input. I don't know the word. Their classic system, cycling water throughout the whole rack. Starting off with our first tank here. This is the koi, angelfish, and lemon blue eye bristlenose breeding tank. Also, just want to say, before we get too far in, I do have all of my air pumps, sponge filters, everything shut down, as they're quite too loud for this YouTube video to be enjoyable to any degree. But let's get back into this. Right here we have a pair of koi angels. These I got from a buddy of mine. I traded him some angels and he gave me this wonderful breeding pair. As well as in this tank, there's a lemon blue-eyed bristlenose. He's currently in the breeding season or spawning mood, as he's been courting all the females around the tank, showing off how cool he can fan eggs and trying to show them that it's time courting them to breed. I'm really loving this tank. It's been producing really nice for me. Since this is the first tank, it has the best water flow out of all the system, which is probably why they're spawning so much with the pristine quality. But with this breeding pair, I only got them just a week ago, and if you look over there, there's already some wrigglers here that are hatching out. I mean, close to that free swimming stage. They hatched out maybe 2 days ago. They are in somewhat of cooler water than I normally keep it. I think right now they're at 26, and I normally keep my angelfish tanks up to 28 degrees. Yep, and along with the angelfish fry, oh, he's coming up to say hello. Along with the angelfish fry, there is some lemon blue-eyed bristlenose. So that'll take us all the way up to here. We've got this tank right here is becoming sort of a mosh pit. This is where I have my lemon blue-eyed bristlenose going out. There is quite a lot of fry in here. I'd say anywhere from the range of 50 to 40, so not too many, but really large amount for their first spawn. These guys are super cute. Love watching them tackle the food. Along with the lemon blue eyes are, as you can see, thousands of little mystery snails. These are the gold variety, which are quite overbred in my area. I have sort of discontinued my breeding project and no longer will be intentionally spawning these guys or power feeding them. As you can see, even if I don't try and breed them, I will never, ever, 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 ever run out of these guys. There's quite a bit of egg clutches already. Those would just have been laid last night. And as you can see, there's not many in here. I have no idea how they breed so much, but I mean, I'm here for it. Along with those lemon blue eyes and mystery snails, there is rice fish. These are the Miyuki blue variety. They're super tiny right now, a lot smaller than some of the other fish in here. I don't think I'll be able to find you any fry, unfortunately. But there is, oh, there's one. That's one of the baby rice fish. But along with them is some white cloud mountain minnows, zebra danios, pearl danios. I just spawned a bunch of small fish in here just for fun, so I can get my numbers up passively. Really enjoy doing these big breeding tanks. But moving on, not to take not too much time, I already got a glimpse of it. This tank is right in the middle of a water change, but this is my 70-gallon community breeder. This one has, oh my goodness, I just put my foot in a bucket of water. Okay, I don't have the iPhone storage space to do this, but anyways, moving on, we have the red crayfish in here. I'm absolutely loving these guys. They've been breeding up a ton of them for me, and customers love them also. There's your common bristlenose. We got your mix of albinos, longfin albinos, longfin commons. Haven't been getting many spawns out of these guys. My bristlenose have been down recently. That's actually just been the first spawn of their breeding season. So no spawns all summer, but that's fine. They're not a difficult one to raise. So even if I'm in the middle of the school year, I can take care of these guys. Aside from that, there's 3 blue shrimp. I had a crash of my colony recently, and those were the survivors. Getting some new fresh ups next week. Doing a trade with a guy. I'm actually trading 3 of these crays for 3 blue crayfish and 3 blue shrimp. Aside from that, there's one of my favorite endler lines, the Japan Blue Gold Double Sword. These guys are really cute. This is just one of the juveniles. If I could find the alpha male in here, he would put on a real nice show color-wise for us. Unfortunately, he's not gonna do that. Moving on to the next tank, we're getting into one of my favorite tanks. This is definitely the favorite tank for me to feed. They eat tons of blue baby brine shrimp, not blue. They eat tons of baby brine shrimp as well as bug buffet. I get most of my foods from Keeping Fish Simple. Even though it ships all the way from Australia, it is a really good food to have in your arsenal, and I would recommend it. Okay, here we go. So this tank is my Monica Peru cross with Wild Scaleri tank. These guys are super cute. You can see here's a big one in the front. They do kind of vary in size, but they do come from wild genetics, so there's not much culling that I've had to do with this line. I got them from an angelfish breeder in my area who is doing some really good work with his crosses right now, and I thought I'd pick some up. Unfortunately, I was too late to pick up a pair, so I ended up picking up juveniles. But I'll post up some pictures here. And yeah, as you can see, really cool line. The gold from that cross is fantastic. Moving on to the next tank. We have just a, classic tank. It just has a couple Danios in here. Not really worth showing, but I'll show it to you anyways. Just 3 Danios that I've been trying to catch out for some time. They're actually not even supposed to be in here, but this is the tank where I used to have my longfin bristlenose colony in, but I had quite the massive die-off, and here we go. This is one of my favorite tanks right here in the fish room. Let me grab my flashlight. Knocked this over when I stepped into a little bucket of water. But as you can see, this tank does have some of my peppermint bristlenose. I only have a pair at the moment. I'm thinking of expanding my group because these are just a joy to keep. Wonderful fish. The colors come out crazy when they're all charged up at night. As they look, they are a extremely nocturnal fish and will rarely ever come out and say hello. Aside from that, there's just some random dithers to help them feel comfortable. You got your white cloud, some rice fish, the same Miyukis you saw from before. And I think that's it for that tank. Oh, almost forgot. This is a grow out for my super red bristlenose. You'll see them there at the back. They're not the most outgoing of fish, but they work perfectly as a grow out alongside these peppermints. Moving on, we have a tank that came from one of my friends and I guess mentors in the aquarium hobby. He's the one who sold me this rack, and as well as that one over there. And as well as this pair. That's funny, but he was so kind, and I bought the large 70-gallon rack to throw in a pair of his Antuta bettas. These guys are not your classic. They're actually an undescribed betta species. I'm not sure exactly the origin, but he had a couple of them imported in, and he distributed them to me and 2 of his other friends. So we're like the only people who have these, which is kind of nice. but haven't bred for me yet. I'm just battling some parasitic issues, as well as in some of the other tanks. It's Calamaneris red worm. If anybody watches this video and knows how to treat it, but as you can see, the female down there is getting quite sick from it, and she's already timid, so you know that means I never get to see her. But moving on to the next tank, moving on to one of my favorite tanks, we have here the Crebensis molali. These guys are a super cute, kind of niche species. You don't see too many people keeping them nowadays. I know there was a kind of a wave of where West African fish were put on the spotlight for a second, but I kind of got in there late, but I'm sure they'll have another big trend of everybody flocking to get this fish, as they're super beautiful. Got these from my buddy Nathan. He's been hooking me up with a lot of good deals. I traded 7 of those angelfish. As you can see, I've got quite the surplus. So he originally asked for 5, so I threw in 2 extra for him, and he returned the favor and gave me 2 extra females if these guys don't turn out to be a nice and successful pair. But everything's good. They've gotten a couple spawns, not yet to fry, but I'm sure they'll get it eventually as their determined parents. Some other tanks that I'll gloss over. This one just got some coal endlers and some of the smaller angelfish, and this one here is a peacock gudgeon tank. I'm not really trying to breed these guys, as they're not too much of a high value species for me in the fish room, but I have gotten a couple of spawns, and I've got them in here a breeding box with some methylene blue and an air stone to kind of just give them a good chance. My personal favorite tank, the one I'm most excited to show you here, is the angelfish tank. These guys are a fresh pair, mind you. The colors will be a little washed out, as I just drip acclimated them in an hour ago. They've had the lights off, so they had a little bit of time to settle, but I think let's turn on the lights and I'll show you. Okay, here we go. Here's the reveal. This is the pair. These guys are absolutely magnificent. Just love everything about them. This one up here, believe it or not, that is the female. So she's the small one. The one over there in the back is the male. He was kept in a tank with some discus. I'm not so sure. I've never kept discus before, but I can imagine they get pretty nippy, as all large cichlids do. They just immediately have been settling in real nice and have been pecking everywhere, checking everything out. Super inquisitive, super curious. These guys are without a doubt the best angelfish I've seen in person, let alone kept. I've kept a lot of angelfish. I used to not breed as heavy as I am into it now. Well, as you can see, I'm pretty hardcore here for a 14-year-old. This is my setup. It's a small scale operation compared to some of these larger industrial breeding facilities, but you can imagine this is a 14-year-old fish breeder's dream, the best I can imagine. My dad worked real hard on this, and it's so nice to finally have gotten the crown jewel of the fish room right here. Reunionai full-blood Peruvian Altum F1 angelfish. It's a hell of a mouthful, but moving on to the next tank that I'll just kind of slowly gloss over. This is just my Endler tank. That's one of my lines I've been working on. And this is your classic red white platies, as well as, you know, some of your assorted Endlers. But I just cut out a little bit to show you guys what the line looks like. Actually, one second, let me grab a scoop of some better males. You can see all of them hiding over here. One second. Okay, and here they are. This one is my personal line I've been working on for quite some time, trying to get them to breed true. The goal when I set out for this was to get them purple, and I think I've kind of succeeded. I'm getting closer and closer. Like, as you can see, that young one right there has got some nice purple on him. But that's the end of my garage tank tour. Moving on to the next section of my indoor tanks. Okay, as you can hear, these guys are obnoxiously loud. This is what I'm talking about. With all these air pumps flowing, it gets quite annoying. Yeah, my heart wants to replace them, but my budget and wallet does not. But moving into the more quiet part of the tour, we've got my indoor tanks. Before I got in fish breeding, I used to be really interested in building these aquascapey style tanks, but since I've moved on and gone hardcore on breeding and producing a lot of fish over this summer, and my aquascapes haven't gone to absolute crap, but I would say they're past their prime, if you know what I'm talking about. Starting off with the first tank here. To be 100% honest, these tanks are a little embarrassing. I do love the aesthetic of the algae on the rock here, but it is getting kind of excessive. Believe it or not, there are actually 9 betta api in this tank, which are a small betta species. They're really, really cute and have a nice bright red. I'll put up a picture right here. Yeah, and as you can see, the red is super bright, coupled with that amazing, like, incandescent or whatever, iridescent eye, shining beautiful blue. This tank is long overdue for a water change, a maintenance, and maybe a plant top off, as I've been just peeling out of this tank to sell to customers. But I mean, in my eyes, it's still got a nice aesthetic. Moving on to the fallen soldier here. This is the 75-gallon tank. When I set this one up, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be my dream tank. I'll do a water change every day. But since then, you know, reality hits hard. Daily water changes are impossible. But I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's bad, but definitely has seen much better days. Also, like the other one, long overdue for a water change. Yeah, like I said before, these tanks are, frankly, it is kind of embarrassing showing everybody what my tanks actually look like when I'm not on top of my maintenance. I let the duckweed grow out a little bit. They don't look too perfect for show, but just gotta think back to, you know, when I first started, I always thought that everybody had perfect tanks, and why are my tanks so ugly? But, you know, you improve as you go, and you gotta show the unfiltered side. But yeah, this tank has a pair of wild scalery angelfish. This right here is I have no idea, absolutely no idea. It looks like some sort of wild type hybrid is what the seller sold it as me, and I kind of agree with them. I have no idea what it is. And this one right here is a Dantum. I have a little hot take. I do not think the Dantum angelfish truly exists, because every single Dantum I've seen has looked like a real nanai that are just being marketed as some ultimate rare cross. But I just think they're regular scalaries. That's my hot take. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video and seeing my little aquarium setup. I've got cats that are begging to be fed, including this pregnant behemoth right here. Her name's Felony. She's quite affectionate now that she's about to give birth. It'll be her second litter now. But on topic, hope you guys like watching the video and seeing my, small scale breeding operation. I'm really excited to see where this goes, as I have many open tanks and a lot of planned breeding projects. And until the next video, see ya. Hope you enjoyed.